I'm David Wiseman. This is my story, Amo Amas Amat. From her studio window, she sees his car down in the valley. It slows and turns onto the track. It's made the turn 100 times, maybe more. Jack's here, she says. For a few seconds, the car disappears as it rounds the hill and climbs to the house, bouncing across the ruts and bumps until it slithers to a stop by her kitchen doorway. The unexpected visitor is, like her, a Brit in a foreign land. She welcomes him with their familiar loose embrace and touch of cheeks, the customary 3 times, left, right, left, as is the local custom. He holds her a little longer than usual. I saw you down the hill, raising a great cloud behind you, billowing white dust, urgent yellow car, sea of lavender. You made quite the picture. Ah, Kate, you have an eye for such things. She holds him away from her, her hand still on his arms. Are you okay? You look, I don't know, odd. He does, clammy, with pale skin leaching through his Provençal tan. Give me a proper hug quickly, he says, pulling her to him. But she pushes against him, suddenly wary. Is it Fabienne? She says. It's all she can think to ask. Yes, in a way, he begins, then sees her wide eyes. No, she's away, gone to see her father. So what happened? Why the dramatic entrance? Come to think of it, you look a bit dramatic yourself. I'm not sure it suits you. He grips her arm tightly, looking straight into her eyes. He has light brown eyes. Hers are bluey grey. There is sweat on his brow. A single trickle runs from his temple, following his jawline. Kate, he says steadily, it's the first day of the rest of our lives. Yours and mine. Yes, she ventures. His intensity unnerves her. She looks for a gentle way to escape his hold. You're being cryptic. A drink while you tell me. He releases her immediately, throwing his arms wide. Yes, of course, sorry, a drink. He takes a deep breath and head back, eyes closed, roars. Now is the time for all Provence to hear. She leads him into her kitchen and takes an open bottle and glasses from the shelf. She sits one side of the table. He drags a chair to the end so as to be half next to her, half facing. What are we celebrating, Jack? Come on, plain English from my pea brain, please. You said it yourself on Sunday. Seize the day, the first day of the... Yes, the rest of our lives. You said that already. Did I say it too? Maybe I did. I'm good at telling other people they should act, follow their dreams and bugger the consequences. She laughs, but he does not. He is all seriousness. Yes, you do say that. You told me that. Thank you. It's what I needed. He reaches a hand across the table, seeking hers, but she ignores it and takes a drink of wine instead. Jack, tell me. Right, it's this. I've done it. I've left Fabi. I didn't know it would feel so wonderful, so liberating. I've never been so happy. I'm dizzy with it. You've left Fabienne? Just like that? Wait, does she know? No. I took her to the station yesterday, then packed up my stuff this morning. Left her a letter. It's not a sudden thing. You know that more than anyone. We've waited long enough. What did you say? Sitting on our hands, moaning about missed opportunities instead of grabbing them? Something like that. 4 years sitting on our hands, Kate. 4 years. Long enough. She knows that is precisely the kind of thing she would say, probably did say, after a few glasses of wine in the company of friends, preaching resolve when her own was lacking. Now she's responsible for him seizing his moment, or worse. Jack, you dear sweet man, you must tell me. Say it straight. I'm scared of what you mean, half scared, half something else. Yes, it is scary. Exciting scary. I love you, Kate. Simple, isn't it? Just to say it out loud after all this time. I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. I've loved you since the day we first met. Remember that day? You saw it too. I know. The way you looked, you saw it. Of course it was a crush to begin with. Fabby noticed too. Said I mooned over you. But you and I, we've grown together since then. Love and friendship deeper by the day. I knew you didn't want an affair. Didn't want me cheating on Fabby. I've known all along what I had to do. Finally, it was you who gave me the courage. Who else would it be? Now I'm here. We're here. We start from today, my darling Kate. She wants him to continue with his declaration of love so that he won't have to speak. But he stops abruptly and looks desperately at her, all boyish innocence despite his 44 years. She could laugh if he wasn't so painfully earnest. Instead, she pauses, searching for the words that will disappoint without crushing. Dear Jack, you're the kindest, gentlest man, and we are good friends. I do love you in my way, although I could say the same to Fabienne. He doesn't seem to listen to her. He's too dizzy with love, but he smiles, happy to hear what he knows to be true. Yes, you could. You're full of love. But you don't send Fabby home tingling from your touch. Her cheek doesn't savour your goodnight kiss till morning. Are you sure? I'm sure, Kate. Trust me, I know. You have such a way. You make everyone feel valued, unique. I know it's not just me, but I know your eyes. I know the look, the gentle squeeze of my arm, my hand. You don't give that to everyone. You make me feel very special, very loved. I don't mean to. Maybe that's part of the beauty. It's instinctive, unselfish. It's a curse. I'm not cursed, he protests. I'm blessed. It's me. I'm cursed, Jack. Cursed with people having crushes on me, fantasizing about me, loving me. People, he says, as the first shadow of doubt touches his face. I get myself settled. A little circle of friends to share a few glasses, watch a sunset, enjoy a meal or the occasional treat together. People to be close to, friends to be comfortable with. Then someone finds me irresistible, and friendships fracture and wither, relationships sour. Others? Yes, there have been others, old men, young men, and women too. I don't believe you, he says, although he might. No, I don't suppose you do. Fantasies, yes, of course I can see that. You're beautiful. A crush too, haven't I said so myself? But this is different. Oh, Jack, yes, it's different. It's you, and it's once in your lifetime. You've summoned the courage, declared your love, and there is no other like it. You are bewitched by it. I know, I understand. You've risked everything. Thank you. She means what she says. She is grateful for his love, for his honesty. She doesn't say it to make him feel better. Thank you, but no thank you? A trace of bitterness leaks into his words. I have all I want, Jack. Good company often enough. A wonderful home here in Saint-Jean. I have my paints and beautiful light to use them by. Enough money for the odd night away, a car that usually starts, and a friend who'll fix it when it doesn't. All these things and more. I please myself. I'm content in my own company. I answer to no one, and no one answers to me. Sounds almost selfish. A hint of reproach mixes with his bitterness. I'd give up anything for you. I couldn't carry the weight of your sacrifice. I couldn't bear the responsibility of your love. You dear sweet man, this isn't the way for either of us. No? What is the way for us now? Occasional lovers? It would be something, not much, but something. Is that really what you want after all? No, Jack, you were right the first time. She reaches a hand to his to underline her sincerity. I don't want an affair with you. Once it might have been delightful fun, but we'd have done that by now if we were going to. You see, listen to yourself, Kate. See how you touch, how you look at me. Tell me again this isn't love. Tell me again I have it all wrong. Not all wrong, Jack, but wrong enough. Huh, he grunts, pulling his hand from hers, turning away from her. What do you think will happen now? I mean, right now. A firmness has entered her voice, a determination to guide him where he cannot go without her help. No, here's how it'll go. We'll finish our drinks, maybe talk about something else to calm ourselves, while what's been said slides into the past, becomes something that was, not something that is. Pretend it never happened, he says. The bitterness level creeps higher. No, the opposite. We'll accept that it did happen. Accept that today has not turned out how either of us expected when we woke this morning. You're a cool one. Cool, if you like. I prefer calm. Now, when do you expect Fabienne to return? Tomorrow? Maybe the day after? I can't go back, if that's what you're thinking. That's up to you, Jack. But with Fabienne away, you have time and space to reconsider. You can retrieve your letter, then stay at the house or not. But you have a day to decide. She's painted a picture he can imagine himself in, but he needs to be persuaded, to be convinced it could work. He needs objections overcome. He looks away, beyond her, beyond the kitchen window, across the rolling purple fields, takes flight as a hawk, quartering the ground, searching for reasons to stay, reasons to go. How could I face her? He says after a minute or so. You'll surprise yourself. You've been nursing one secret for years and managed all right. Not fair. Today isn't a new secret yet. It could easily become one, but for now it's part of the old one. You'll probably confess sooner or later. Why would I? Maybe you'll feel guilty and want to show your remorse by coming clean, except you won't tell everything, not the 4 years. Not the words of the letter. He already sees himself back at his house, unpacking his things, returning everything to its place, smoothing away the wrinkles in the fabric of time. The lie of the letter is one such wrinkle he can smooth immediately. There is no letter. I didn't write anything. I didn't know what to say, but I thought I should have. I thought you'd expect me to have done that. I did. And now you see how easily you confess to show your repentance. You're twisting everything. Or one day when something slips out and you're challenged, or when you're angry with me, feeling bitter or vengeful. I will never be any of those things. One day you will. And when you are, you'll make a different confession. Different how? You'll tell friends you came here in a trance under a spell I cast, enticing you, leading you on, just for the fun of rejecting you, just for the fun of taking you from Fabienne, then throwing you away. And they'll believe it, because it's always easier to blame the single woman. And they'll agree I'm a bitch. No, that won't happen. Fabi would know it wasn't like that. You and Fabi are good friends, close, almost sisters. Yes, we are, but friendships always end in treachery and betrayal. Now you're being dramatic, Kate. You don't know women like I do. I don't think I know women at all. There's a language barrier, same words, different meanings. I've never had a single doubt about us, Kate. How wrong could I be? Don't say that. Think of it like this. You were nearly right. Maybe in a different life, a different version of this life. Abruptly, he turns back to her, a flicker of hope rekindled. There's still a chance? Don't tease me. No, you're right, sorry, so unfair of me, unkind. Drink up, my dear friend. Time to go home and see how it feels. The sooner you go, the easier it'll be. He stands awkwardly, uncertain how he should leave the stage, a tender embrace out of the question. He has his fingers on the door handle but stops to ask, You really think I can salvage something from the wreck? No wreck, not yet. Grounded on a sandbank. You'll float off again when the tide turns. It's that easy? Nothing's easy, but you can try it. I still love you, Kate. I still love you, Jack. As he slips into the car, she can just see clothes and boxes of books piled in the back seat. He reverses and turns. He does not look back or wave. In less than a minute, he is gone. By the time she is back at the studio window, the yellow car has raised a new plume of dust, reached the bottom of the track, and is heading for home. Fabienne stands behind her and puts her arms around Kate's waist. "Why does he come?" she says softly. "Does he know? Does he guess?" "No, he knows nothing. Rien. He came to tell me he loves me." "He always loves you. Everyone loves you. Tout le monde. Et moi aussi. Je t'aime. Dear Fabienne, one day soon, I think you should tell him."